Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Today we're going to make this card and I'm going to call this post Ode to My Sister Jill. She sent me a card, which I will show you at the end, that inspired this one. I'm using some new products. We have an embossing folder that, like our old crimper used to do, which is kind of cool. It's kind of coming back. It adds texture. And I did a couple different techniques so you can see where I'm going with this. Now, if you want the project sheet and you're viewing me on YouTube, you need to go to my website, which is stampmesilly.com. If you have any questions or if you'd like to ask for a free catalog, you can email me at jandufour@yahoo.com. If you see anything you like that you'd like to purchase, all of this is, I think everything I used was from the new online exclusives. So you can get those at my store online at jandufour.stampinup.net. So I'll put that aside. So this is the card we're reproducing. And I'm using colors. I always love using the Mossy Meadow. It's one of my probably my favorite green. But I am using it with our basic beige, which I have not used a lot of. It's lighter than the crumb cake, so I like that. And it's darker than the vanilla. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but anyway, it's kind of in between the two, and I really like the way it looks. So we're going to be making that. And again, like I said, the project sheet will be in at my website, so you can go there. We are using this new corrugated embossing folder, and I'm going to show you a few tricks on using that. We're also using a stamp set called Fancy Borders. Be using this and then this, a little hello with a lot of love. And then we're going to be using some natural matte dots and some ribbon. It's pretty in pink and white ribbon. It came with 2 rolls, one pretty in pink and one white. So here we go. We'll start with doing some stamping. You want to do the stamping before you do the crimping. FYI. No, I did not make that mistake. I figured it out ahead of time, but that could happen. I am using the Misty. As I always say, it does an adequate job. It does what it says it's going to do, and it does it well. I still have my Stamparatus, and personally, that's what I use all the time. But here you go. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of stamping off or second generation stamping. We're going to do that in a way by double stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm using Mossy Meadow and making sure it's well inked and it's up in the corner. And I'm going to just press once and lift it so it's very well inked. But I'm also going to put another sheet in. So I'm kind of making 2 cards at the same time. And I'm not re-inking it. I'm just going ahead and pressing it down. This would be the second generation or the stamped off section. And I really like it. You can see the difference, obviously. But I like both of them. So we're going to make both of them. I'll put this away now. I decorated, I'll bring these both out because the rest of it's pretty much the same. I can go ahead and do a little hello with a lot of love. And you can put this anywhere you want. You can center it if you want to. Maybe I'll center one. And I got to not have my head in the picture here. I'm going to bring it down so it's a little closer for me. And I'll sort of center. And if I was doing a lot of these, I would definitely use my Misty or my Stamparatus so that I didn't have to figure it out each time. And I'll go ahead and stamp this one as well. And I'll do this one off center the way I did before. And we're trying to make that straight. Okay, and then we'll put this away. Yep. And the other 2 colors that I used were Petal Pink, and that was for the hearts that are in the kind of tucked away in the background. I was just trying to add some color. When you see the one my sister made, you'll see why I felt like there needed to be a little bit of color. Just add it in there. Since this is a lighter one, I'll only put 3. You know, the rule of the odd number. This one I'm going to do 5 of. So they're going to be a little closer together. And it's just to give it, like I said, take your eye away from what else you were stamping. And then I guess I felt like it needed just a little bit more. So we did go with Crumb Cake, which again is the darker color. And we'll put some here, some here. Maybe off. Make sure I don't have it on that. And maybe a little bit off here too. Rub that off so I don't get it on everything. So there's that one. And then this one I'll do a little bit less just because it's got less color on it. Maybe I'll only do like 2 of them. There you go. We'll do it nice and light on that side. All right. So we've got that all decorated. So now the next trick is getting this new embossing folder. And this is a 3D one, so it's thick. So the plate that you use, you only use the base plate of 1 and then the embossing plate number 4. This is not in your view. 1 and then 4. The thing is, I always use Post-it notes to like hold it. And so sure enough, I went in here and I went, okay, that's straight, looks real good. I put the Post-it notes on either side. Well, because you're mashing this together, and I'm still viewing it to see, trying to follow the line in here, see if it's still straight, and it does a little bit off. So I'm going to scoot this one down a little bit. Hang on. I'm having a hard time seeing with the camera lights. Okay, so instead of putting it there, I'm going to put the sticky stuff on the back. And that way, if it does rip the paper, which it didn't because it wasn't mashed in and made into ripples, then I'm just going to lay this down, put the number 4 on top. I'm going to go off screen. And actually, you only have to run the little first part through because it's only on the very end. And then you pull this off with the tape. Tape stayed there. And there you have it. And it's nice and straight. Ta-da! Okay. I'm going to, just to save time, I'm not going to do it on this one as well. I'm just going to finish this one up and then show you the original. So this one, you kind of just place it where you think you want it. About there. And I just tape it. Because you're going to glue it down anyway. I do kind of check that that's going to be in the right spot. I mean, it should be, but you know how things go. I'm going to pull this down, not quite that much. Like that. Yep. And then we're just going to start gluing it to our Mossy Meadow. Now this is the first layer, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a brand new bottle of ink. No shaking necessary. Oops, I got it way down too low. There we go. Now the card that my sister made, she didn't use Stampin' Up! Products, but it doesn't matter. You can find inspiration in all kinds of places. Now, be careful with this glue. I'm going to glue it in the middle and then around the edges. A little bit on the tape. And then I'm going to glue it on the bottom down here. It's going to squirt out through here if you put too much on. So just be careful. You can always wipe it off. I mean, I have, in fact, wiped it off several times when I was making more than one of these because they were fun. Let me lift this up a little bit. As long as you don't mash it down, you're quite capable of getting this moved around as needed. Okay, so that's down. This is where it usually leaks, if it's gonna, but it's not gonna. I made the bow ahead of time so that I didn't have to struggle. But when you make a bow, I will show you. I think I'm going to put it at an angle this time, like that. And actually, I should have put more than one. So let me rectify that. You put more than one so that it doesn't spin on the one that's in there. That stops it from moving around. Okay. Now, if you wanted to masculine up this card, you could just have the ribbon flat and then use some of these, you know, maybe put 3 right here and leave the bow part off. And that would make it look a little bit more guy-like. I just went ahead and put one of these down here just to kind of balance the bow. You do what you want to do. It'll be cute no matter what. But there's your card. Again, if you go to my website, stampmesilly.com, I'll have a project sheet on this, and I'll also have a list of the supplies that I used. Please consider subscribing. There's a bell down below if you're on YouTube, or you can contact me on my website, and there'll be a choice of whether or not you have a question or whether or not you would like to subscribe. So I think that's all I needed to tell you. It's almost St. Patrick's Day, so this will be after St. Patrick's Day. I hope you had a chance to make that St. Patrick's Day card that I made before, because it was lots of fun. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.